my best friend flaunted her pregnant belly and diamond ring at my ex-boyfriend's wedding. I forced a smile through my tears, not knowing worse humiliation was coming. They'd spiked my champagne with laxatives. "Emma, you look absolutely stunning in that bridesmaid dress," he said, rubbing her 5-month baby bump while gripping Ryan's arm. Her eyes gleamed with something I now recognized as pure satisfaction. I stood there in that hideous mint green dress they'd specifically chosen, the one color that made my skin look jaundiced, the dress that was mysteriously 2 sizes too small when it arrived too late to exchange. The dress I'd spent all morning struggling to breathe in while helping A get ready for summer perfect day. Thanks, I managed my throat tight. "You make a beautiful bride." Ryan smirked, his arm wrapped possessively around Hawk's waist. Just 8 months ago, that arm had been around me. 8 months since I'd caught them together and he'd told me it was just a one-time mistake. 6 months since they'd announced their engagement and pregnancy in the same Instagram post. And somehow here I was playing the supportive bridesmaid in their fairy tale drink up. Ryan handed me a champagne flute, his smile not quite reaching his eyes. "To new beginnings." I took the glass automatically. Examenon was watching. My fingers trembled slightly as I raised it to my lips. "A toast," called Ryan's best man, tapping his glass, "to the couple that proved soulmates really do exist." The crowd cheered. I downed half the champagne in one desperate gulp. 3 hours later, I sat huddled in a bathroom stall, sweating and sick, my bridesmaid dress crumpled around my waist. My phone buzzed with texts from the wedding coordinator, asking where I disappeared to during the first dance. My stomach cramped violently again. When I finally emerged, Makshorya streaked down my face. I found Aunt waiting at the mirrors. "Oh my god, are you okay?" she asked, her voice stripping with fake concern. "You missed our first dance and the cake cutting." "Something in the food didn't agree with me," I mumbled, avoiding her eyes in the mirror. "That's weird. No one else got sick." She paused, watching me splash water on my face. "Maybe it's just nerves. I know this must be hard for you, seeing Ryan with someone else." I looked up then, catching the slight smirk. She couldn't quite hide something. Clicked the champagne. Ryan's insistence that I drink it. "You did this on purpose," I whispered. Jade's expression shifted for just a moment before her mask of concern slipped back into place. "What are you talking about? I think you are getting paranoid, Em." Before I could respond, the bathroom door swung open. 2 of Abby's cousins walked in, already drunk and giggling. "There you are," one of them slurred. "Everyone's looking for the third-wheel bridesmaid." Their laughter felt like daggers. "Jade, Ryan's looking for you," the other one said. "Something about the investor guy finally showing up?" Jade's eyes widened. "Mr. Chen is here now?" She immediately turned away from me, all pretense of concern forgotten. "Tell Ryan I'll be right there." The cousins left, still giggling. Moan checked her makeup one last time, avoiding my eyes. "Pull yourself together, Emma," she said flatly. "This is important. The guy Ryan's been trying to get a meeting with for months is here. Don't embarrass us by looking like this." As she reached for the door, I heard her mutter under her breath, "Not that it matters. She'll be gone next week anyway." The door swung shut behind her, leaving me alone with my reflection and her words echoing in my head. Diop gone next week. Asterisk. I followed slowly, my stomach still cramping, but now for an entirely different reason. Instead of returning to the reception hall, I found myself drawn toward voices coming from a small side room. Ryan's voice, animated and eager, and Ellie's hushed but excited tones. "Once we get his investment, we can finally push her out," Ryan was saying. "She has no idea we're using her design. She's pathetic." Who laughed. "Did you see her face during the bows? And wait till she finds out she's first on the layoff list." "Perfect timing," Ryan replied. "By next month, we'll have her clients, her prototype, and her gone. Then we can finally." I backed away silently, my heart pounding. The startup we'd built together, my designs, my clients, my life for the past 2 years, they were stealing everything. I slipped into an empty bathroom, locked the door, and pulled out my phone with shaking hands. I scrolled to a contact I'd been avoiding for months. Jason Chen, the investor they were so eager to impress. The investor who'd asked me out 3 times during college and whose heart I'd crushed each time. The investor who'd recently reached out saying he had a business proposition for me. I hit call before I could change my mind. "Hello, Emma?" His deep voice answered on the second ring. "I was wondering when I'd hear from you." I took a deep breath. "How would you like to help me destroy my ex-boyfriend's company and take everything he loves?" There was a pause, then soft laughter. "I thought you'd never ask." When I returned to work on Monday, everything looked the same but felt completely different. The Pennell's office, with its exposed brick walls and excessive plants. The cold brew on tap that Ryan insisted made us a cool startup. My desk across from Het's empty one. She'd be on her honeymoon for another week. What wasn't the same was me. I now saw everything through the lens of their betrayal. Morning. Emma. Ryan breezed past my desk, looking more cheerful than a man who just had his wedding reception should. "Feeling better?" I mentioned you got sick. I forced a smile. "Much better, thanks. Just something I ate." Good. He paused, fingers drumming on my desk. "So weird coincidence. Remember that investor I've been trying to meet, Jason Chen? He showed up at our wedding reception. Super random." I widened my eyes and practiced surprise. "Really? Laia, we had a great chat. He's interested in what we're doing with the accessibility software." Ryan's eyes gleamed with excitement. "Asked all about your user interface designs." "Actually, my designs?" I kept my voice carefully neutral. "Well, the company's designs," he corrected smoothly. "Anyway, he wants to meet again next week. I need you to polish up the prototype. Maybe add those voice command features you've been working on." The features I'd been told were too experimental just last month. "Sure," I replied. "Happy to help, great team player," Ryan said, patting my shoulder. "That's why we love you." As he walked away, I pulled out my phone and checked my texts. "Jason, and had an interesting conversation with your ex. He's claiming your interface design as the company's collective work. Meeting set for next Friday. You ready for this?" Asterisk. "Me, more than ready. He's already asking me to add more features to my prototype." Asterisk. "Jason, and perfect. Keep records of everything. I am having my legal team draw up the paperwork we discussed." "Send what if they suspect something?" Asterisk. "Jason, then they won't. People like them never imagine their victims becoming their executioners." Asterisk. I put my phone away and opened my laptop, beginning the work of documenting everything, every email, every design file, every note from meetings where my ideas had been first dismissed, then mysteriously resurrected as Ryan's vision. At lunch, I sat alone at my usual spot, the corner table by the window. 3 of the marketing team, Alte's friends, walked past, their conversation dropping to whispers as they noticed me. I pulled out my phone again and texted my roommate Priya. "Me. Yeah, I think I am going to need a better pantsuit for next Friday." Asterisk. "Priya, then OMG, is this for Operation Tomo? I can help shop." Asterisk. "Me. Yes, something that says I am about to take everything you thought was yours." Asterisk. I looked up from my phone to find Ryan standing over me, his smile too wide. "Hey, I forgot to mention Jade and I are hosting a little post-honeymoon dinner next week. Just a few friends, you should come, friends, right? I'd love to, I lied. Great. Oh, and one more thing. His voice dropped. Jason Chen mentioned he knew you from college, said you two had history or something. I maintained my neutral expression. We had some classes together, nothing important. Cool, just checking. Ryan nodded, but his eyes had narrowed slightly. Anyway, Thursday night for dinner. Who was really hoping you'll come? I bet she is, I thought. I wouldn't miss it, I said. As Ryan walked away, I felt my phone buzz with another text from Jason Diad. Just secured a patent attorney for your original design documents. Send me everything tonight. The trap is almost set. Asterisk. I smiled at my screen. For the first time in months, they thought I was their victim, their stepping stone, the pathetic ex-girlfriend they could manipulate and discard. They had no idea what was coming. Emma, come in, come in. Lay air kissed near my cheeks, her designer maternity dress probably costing more than my monthly rent. Their new apartment, the one Ryan and I had once looked at together, gleamed with wedding gifts and modern furniture. These are for you. I handed over the bouquet of her favorite flowers and a bottle of expensive non-alcoholic champagne. Congratulations again. So thoughtful. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Everyone's in the living room. I followed her through the hallway, noticing the wedding photos already framed and displayed. In several, I stood awkwardly in that hideous green dress, my forced smile painfully obvious. The small dinner had about 15 people, primarily Ryan's work friends and investors. I recognized several faces from competing tech companies. Emma. Ryan appeared with 2 glasses, handing me one. Just sparkling water for you. Wigan won a repeat of the wedding, right? He winked conspiratorially at a man beside him. I took the glass, wondering if they drugged this one too. Thanks for looking out for me. Always do, he said, placing his hand on my lower back to guide me. For the next hour, I was paraded before investors and tech executives, with Ryan repeatedly bringing up our amazing interface designer, while simultaneously making it clear the overall vision was his. I hovered nearby, occasionally dropping comments about how lucky I was to work with such a visionary. So you are the UI genius, said an older man after Ryan's third introduction. The accessibility features for vision-impaired users are particularly impressive. Thank you, I said. It's been my passion project for years. Years? The man looked confused. Ryan mentioned you've been working on it for just a few months. Ryan laughed too loudly. She joined the project more recently, but she's been a quick study with my framework. I bit my tongue and smiled. Another note for my documentation later as guests mingled around dessert. Chani cornered me in the kitchen. Having fun? She asked, arranging petit fours on a silver tray. It's lovely, I lied. Beautiful apartment. Thanks. She glanced around to ensure we were alone. Look, I wanted to check in. This isn't awkward for you, is it? By here, seeing us together? The false concern in her voice made my stomach turn. Not at all, I replied. I am happy for you both. Good. Her voice cooled slightly. Because Ryan and I were talking, and we think it's important the company maintains a healthy environment, of course, and with the company growing and my increasing role after the honeymoon. She rested her hand on her belly meaningfully. Are you coming back to work at the company? I asked, genuinely surprised. Oh, not just coming back. She smiled thinly. I'll be taking over client relations. Ryan thinks it'll be better for everyone. My clients, of course. That makes sense, I said neutrally. I've been wanting to focus more on development anyway. Her eyes narrowed slightly at my lack of protest. Ryan also mentioned the Chen meeting next week. He's quite impressed with your work. It's a team effort. I echoed Ryan's earlier sentiment, right? She pursed her lips. Well, it's important this meeting goes well. Very important. Her tone hardened. We have a lot riding on this investment, Emma. The threat was barely veiled. I understand completely, I assured her. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I checked it discreetly. Jason Diad documents received. My legal team is impressed with your record keeping. Initial meeting with Ryan went exactly as expected. He's clueless asterisk. I slipped my phone away as Ryan entered the kitchen. There are my favorite ladies, he announced clearly, having had several drinks. Getting along always? I smiled. Perfect. He wrapped his arm around he. I need to steal my bride for a moment. As they laughed, I heard him murmur, did you tell her about the restructuring? Not yet, Nee whispered back. After the investment comes through. I waited a moment before following them out. As I passed the home office, I noticed Ryan's laptop open, his company email visible without hesitation. I slipped inside and quickly searched Chen meeting. A calendar invite appeared along with a thread of emails discussing post-funding reorganization. I took photos of the screen with my phone, my hand steady despite my racing heart. What are you doing in here? I jumped at he's voice, quickly closing the email tab. Sorry, I was looking for the bathroom. Her eyes darted to the laptop screen, now showing only the desktop background. Bathrooms down the hall. Her voice was icy. This is our private office. Of course, my mistake. I edged past her. Too much sparkling water. For a moment, I worried she might check the browser history, but the sound of laughter from the living room pulled her attention away. Don't get lost again, she warned before returning to her guests at night. I sent the photos to Jason along with a voice memo detailing everything I'd overheard at the dinner. His response came minutes later. Overconfident, this is when people make mistakes. The meeting's been moved up to Wednesday. Be ready. Asterisk. I stared at my ceiling, unable to sleep. Part of me still couldn't believe my former best friend and the man I'd once loved could betray me so completely. Another part, the part growing stronger every day, couldn't wait to see their faces when they realized I'd been playing them all along. The office buzzed with nervous energy. Ryan had called an all-hands meeting, unusual for a Tuesday morning. I sat in the back watching as he paced at the front of the room, rehearsing something under his breath. Big day tomorrow, Priya whispered, sliding into the chair beside me. Though she worked in marketing, she'd become my closest ally in the company. You ready? I nodded slightly. Everything's in place. I still can't believe they thought you wouldn't figure it out, she muttered. Jade's been bragging to everyone in marketing about her new executive role. Before I could respond, Ryan cleared his throat loudly. Morning, everyone. Pics for gathering on short notice. His smile was broad practiced. I've got some exciting news, as you know. We've been in talks with several potential investors. Well, I am thrilled to announce that tomorrow we'll be hosting Jason Chen, founder of Nova Ventures. A murmur ran through the room. Nova Ventures was known for investments that turned startups into unicorns, and for their ruthless due diligence. This is huge for us, Ryan continued. Mr. Chen is particularly interested in our accessibility interface. His eyes found me in the crowd. Emma's been working tirelessly on the prototype. Emma wanted to tell everyone about tomorrow's demo. All eyes turned to me. I felt a momentary flutter of nervousness, quickly replaced by calm determination. Of course, I said, standing. We'll be demonstrating the voice command features and screen reader integration. Everything's ready for the presentation. Ryan nodded approvingly. And I have one more announcement. After much discussion, we've decided to bring Art on as our new head of client relations. Several people exchanged glances. None had zero experience in client client relations. Jade has amazing people skills, Ryan continued, oblivious to the skepticism. She'll be taking over all major client accounts effective next week. My accounts, my relationships, my work. Additionally, he continued, looking uncomfortable for the first time, we'll be making some organization changes after securing this investment, restructuring to accommodate our growth, code for layoffs. But let's focus on tomorrow, he finished brightly. It's already done, I replied. I'll send it over. Ryan looked momentarily surprised, then pleased. That's great initiative, thank you. As the meeting dispersed, my phone buzzed with a text. Jason, send everything set for tomorrow, asterisk me. Then just sent the prototype, the one with the hidden watermarks in my original time and stamp coding, asterisk Jason. Perfect. When Ryan presents it as his own work tomorrow, he'll be walking into a trap of his own making, asterisk. I put my phone away as Ryan approached my desk. Emma, can we chat privately? He gestured toward a conference room inside. He closed the door and sat across from me, his expression serious. I wanted to check in. Things have been different between us since the wedding. I kept my face neutral. I'm not sure what you mean. Come on, he leaned forward. I know it must be weird, me marrying Go, your history with both of us ancient history, I said with a shrug. I am focused on my work now. That's good. He studied me because I need to know you are fully committed to tomorrow's meeting. This investment is everything to the company. I understand the stakes. Do you? His voice hardened slightly. Because Uns mentioned finding you in our home office during the dinner party? I met his gaze steadily. I told her I was looking for the bathroom. Right. He didn't sound convinced. Look, Emma, you've been a valuable part of this team, but with the company growing, you are wondering where I fit in the new structure, I finished for him. He looked relieved. I'd said it so he didn't have to. Exactly. There may be changes coming, nothing personal, just business evolution. I understand completely, I assured him, the picture of professional composure. Great. He stood, tension visibly leaving his shoulders. So we're good for tomorrow, the full prototype, all features running. Everything will be exactly as it should be, I promised. After he left, I tested Jason again. Me. Then Ryan just gave me the nothing personal, just business speech, asterisk Jason. Just a classic prelude to betrayal. Did he ask about your connection to me, asterisk me? But not directly, but he's suspicious, asterisk Jason. Asterisk Jason. Good. Let him stew. By this time tomorrow, his suspicions will be the least of his worries. Asterisk when I got home that evening, I found Priya had ordered dinner and opened wine. Pre-victory celebration, she explained, pouring me a glass. By this time tomorrow, they'll know exactly who they messed with. I took the wine but felt my hand trembling slightly. What if it doesn't work? What if something goes wrong? Priya sat beside me. You've documented everything. You've got the original designs, timestamps, witnesses, and you've got Jason Chen, who's apparently been nursing a crush on you since college and happens to be a tech investment kingmaker. It's not about the crush, I protested. Sure, Priya smirked. The man just happens to be helping you destroy your ex because he's passionate about intellectual property rights. I had to smile. It's more complicated than that. Always is. She clinked her glass against mine. To complicated revenge. Later, alone in my room, I laid out my outfit for tomorrow, the sharp navy suit I'd splurged on, the subtle jewelry, the confidence. Everything planned to the last detail. My phone lit up with a final message from Jason Diard, get some sleep. Tomorrow we bring down the house of cards they built on your foundation. Asterisk for the first time in months I fell asleep without anxiety gnawing at my stomach. Tomorrow everything would change. The conference room had been transformed for the meeting, fresh flowers, catered breakfast, everyone dressed in their best business attire. Ryan stood at the head of the table rehearsing his pitch one last time while Emmy fussed with her outfit, her baby bump now prominently displayed in a designer maternity dress. Where is he? Ryan checked his watch for the 5th time. He said 9:30, relax. He soothed. Important investors always make you wait. It's a power move. I stood quietly by the prototype display, running last-minute checks on the system. Everything worked perfectly, exactly as I designed it. Emma. Ryan approached, lowering his voice. You're sure everything's ready? The voice commands the screen reader integration. Everything's working perfectly, I assured him, just like in the version I sent you yesterday. Good. He straightened his tie nervously. And, about your history with Jason Chen. To hear is really nothing I should know. Before I could answer, the receptionist appeared at the door. Mr. Chen has arrived. Jason entered, impeccably dressed in the tailored suit, his presence immediately commanding the room. 2 people followed him, a woman with a tablet and a serious-looking man carrying a leather portfolio. Mr. Lane, Jason extended his hand to Ryan. Thank you for accommodating the earlier meeting time. Of course. Ryan pumped his hand enthusiastically. We're thrilled to have you here. Jason's eyes found mine across the room. Miss Parker, good to see you again. Mr. Chen. I nodded professionally, noting Ryan's slightly panicked expression at the familiar greeting. After introductions, Ryan launched into his presentation, speaking passionately about his vision for accessible technology. I watched Jason's face remain impassive, giving nothing away, as Ryan clicked through slides claiming innovations I had developed years before joining the company. And now Ryan said dramatically, I'd like to demonstrate our proprietary interface technology. Emma, would you assist? I stepped forward, activating the system. This interface allows users with visual impairments to navigate complex applications through voice commands and haptic feedback. I demonstrated the features flawlessly, explaining the technical specifications while Ryan nodded along as if he understood every line of code. Impressive, Jason commented when we finished. Very innovative approach to the accessibility problem. Thank you, Ryan beamed. It's been my passion project for years. Jason raised an eyebrow. How many years exactly? Ryan faltered slightly. Well, the concept has been evolving for some time, since before Miss Parker joined your company, Jason pressed. Well, the framework existed, but Emma has certainly helped refine it. Jason nodded thoughtfully. And the original concept documentation, you have that available, of course? Ryan said too quickly. We maintain meticulous records. Excellent. Jason turned to the woman beside him. Miss Winters is our legal counsel. She'd like to review those documents. Ryan's smile froze. Legal counsel. I wasn't aware this was a legal meeting. Due diligence, Jason explained smoothly. Standard procedure before any significant investment. The atmosphere in the room shifted palpably. Ryan glanced at Hai, whose face had gone slightly pale. Perhaps, Jason continued, Miss Parker could access the original design documents, since she's been so integral to the project. Actually, I said calmly, I have those documents right here. I opened my laptop and turned it toward Jason. These are my original designs created 2 years ago before I joined Elevate Tech. You'll notice the Tybin Sampson digital signatures. Ryan's face drained of color. Emma, what are you doing? Presenting my work, I replied simply. The work you've been claiming as your own. Jade stood abruptly. This is ridiculous. Ryan conceived this project. Jason's lawyer opened his portfolio, removing several several documents. We have evidence indicating otherwise, screenshots of Miss Parker's original ACA repository, dated design files, and witness statements from former colleagues. This is a misunderstanding, Ryan insisted, sweat beading on his forehead. Em and I developed this together. That's not what you told your investors last week, Jason said, sliding a transcript across the table. According to this, you claimed sole credit for the concept and execution. The room fell silent as Ryan stared at the paper. Here is more, I added, pulling up emails on my laptop. Communications discussing how to face me out after securing investment plans to claim my client relationships. And this I played a recording from my phone of their conversation at the wedding. Asterisk, she has no idea we're using her design. You recorded us, that's illegal, actually, Jason's lawyer interjected. Georgia is a one-party consent state for recordings. Perfectly legal. Ryan collapsed into a chair, his facade crumbling. Emma, we can work this out. Here's been a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding, Jason said coldly, is that you thought you could steal another person's intellectual property and get away with it? Ryan, Yo hissed, do something, but Ryan seemed frozen, staring at the evidence before him. Then to everyone's surprise, Yez straightened up and addressed Jason directly. Mr. Chen, I need to speak with you privately. There are aspects of this situation you are not aware of. Jason glanced at me questioningly. I nodded slightly. Very well, he agreed. 5 minutes. As they stepped outside, Ryan turned to me, his expression a mix of anger and desperation. Why are you doing this? We gave you opportunities. You gave me nothing, I replied calmly. You took my work, planned to fire me, and humiliated me at every turn. And for what? Because I caught you cheating. It wasn't like that, he muttered. Things with Hopper just happened. Like drugging me at your wedding just happened. When A and Jason returned, her expression had changed completely. She wouldn't meet Ryan's eyes. After careful consideration, Jason announced, Nova Ventures will not be investing in Elevate Tech in its current form. Ryan's face crumpled, but however, Jason continued, we are prepared to make an offer for the intellectual property and client relationships, contingent upon a complete reorganization of leadership. What does that mean? Ryan demanded. Jade finally spoke, her voice steady. It means I've negotiated a position for myself in the new structure. You are out, Ryan. The betrayal within the betrayal landed like a physical blow. Ryan staggered back. You what? I am pregnant, No said coldly. I need security. And I've just learned you've been embezzling from the company accounts. Did you think I wouldn't find out about your gambling debts? Ryan's face went from white to red. You are lying. The offshore account statements say otherwise, she replied. I found them last month. As Ryan sputtered denials, I caught Jason's eye across the room. His slight nod confirmed what I'd suspected. Wu had just thrown Ryan under the bus to save herself. This meeting is adjourned, Jason announced. My team will be in touch with revised paperwork, Miss Parker. Perhaps you could join us for lunch to discuss next steps? As they gathered their materials, Ryan turned on me one last time. You planned this all along, didn't you? You and Chen? I looked at him steadily. No, Ryan. You planned this when you decided to steal my work and discard me. I am just ensuring you reap what you've sown. The room emptied until only Ryan remained, staring at the wreckage of the company he built on lies and theft. As I walked out with Jason, he murmured, that went even better than expected. Wui's betrayal was a bonus I didn't anticipate. I did, I replied. She's always been an opportunist. I knew she'd save herself when cornered. Outside in the hallway, I was already deep in conversation with Jason's lawyer, negotiating her position in whatever came next. And what about you? Jason asked, as we waited for the elevator, ready for the next chapter. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of months of anxiety and betrayal finally lifting. More than ready, the elevator doors opened, and I stepped forward into my future without looking back. News of Elevate Tech's implosion spread through the industry like wildfire. By afternoon, Ryan had been escorted from the building, his company email deactivated, his access cards disabled. A team of auditors had arrived to secure company data and financial records. I sat in a private dining room at an upscale restaurant with Jason and his team discussing the restructuring plan. We'll rebrand as Ogive Edge, Jason explained, spreading documents across the table. Your technology as the flagship product, with you as chief tomology officer. I stared at the offer letter, the salary figure making me momentarily dizzy. And Pai? Jason's expression hardened slightly. She's been offered a limited role in client transition. After that, her contract will be revaluated. I nodded, unsurprised. I had made a tactical move to save herself, but her usefulness would be short-lived. And the rest of the team? I asked, thinking of Priya and the other innocent employees caught in the crossfire. Everyone except Ryan's inner circle will be offered positions in the new structure, Jason assured me. We're not interested in punishing bystanders. As lunch concluded and contracts were signed, I found myself alone with Jason for the first time. Why did you help me? I asked finally. It can't just be because I turned you down in college. Jason's normally composed face softened slightly. Let's say I recognize talent when I see it, and I have a particular distaste for people who build success by stealing others' work. Is that all? I pressed. He hesitated. I also remember a brilliant computer science student who was kind when she didn't need to be, who rejected me but didn't humiliate me, who saw me as a person when most people just saw a scholarship kid with cheap clothes. I felt my cheeks warm at the memory. I barely remembered being that person. That was a lifetime ago, I said quietly. People change, he agreed, but core character rarely does. My phone buzzed a text from Priya with a news link. Asterisk, text.up Flaunted accused of IP theft and financial impropriety. Asterisk, Ryan's fall was already public. I should go, I said, gathering my things. Here is a company full of confused employees who deserve some answers. Jason nodded. We'll announce the restructuring tomorrow. Today, just assure them their jobs are secure. Back at the office, the atmosphere was chaotic. Groups huddled in corners, whispering anxiously when I entered. Conversations halted as all eyes turned to me. Priya rushed forward. Is it true Ryan's out? You are taking over? I addressed the room at large. Here has been a leadership change. I can assure everyone that your positions are secure. Paro, we'll have a formal announcement about the company's future. Questions erupted from all sides. I answered what I could, promised more information soon, and retreated to my desk to gather my thoughts as the office gradually emptied. My phone rang with an unknown number. Emma? Ryan's voice was slurred. You ruined me. I sighed. You ruined yourself, Ryan. My reputation is destroyed. Us blocked my calls. The apartment locks have been changed. He sown.